Hello friends and welcome back to the Jedi Night's Watch. My name is Graham and today we're going to be doing another Hot Toys figure unboxing and review. Today's figure is going to be Grand Admiral Thrawn from the Ahsoka series. This has been a highly anticipated figure, and before we get into it I want to invite you guys to like this video. It really helps the channel out a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already and ring that bell so you don't miss any new reviews coming your way. You can also find me on Instagram and Facebook, so hit me up and let's start a conversation. Now, I got my figure from Underground Figures, and you can find them at www.undergroundfigures.net. Ray is the owner of this store. He does a really good job, easy to work with, has a ton of figures to choose from and pre-order, so go hit up Underground Figures. And don't forget to watch me and the boys on Wolfpack Wednesdays at 9:30 Eastern. Okay, let's take a look at this box. It is TMS 116, and again, it is Grand Admiral Thrawn. And you can see it's got this nice cigar band like most Star Wars figures do, and the blue and the black really just pop. I really like how the cigar band, the photos are like adhered to the box where they're not flapping around and getting bent up. So Hot Toys, thank you for finally doing that. Once we get the cover off, we see the art on the inside, and we have a bunch of Imperial bad guys. A lot of figures to come for those Ahsoka fans, so a lot of good stuff coming. We have the figure in the clamshell, and once we get him out of here, we can kind of see what all comes with our Grand Admiral Thrawn. There's not a ton here, but at the same time, what do you need him to come with? You know, for the most part, he was just kind of standing there plotting and thinking and talking, so as long as they do this figure justice, that's really all that matters to me. So let's get him out and talk about him, but first, you know, we got to start with the base. Now, in the past couple videos, we've had a lot of cool bases to talk about. We've had Darth Vader diorama bases, we've had Batman 89 bases. So here we're kind of getting back to more of plain Jane, but I still actually really like it. It's got dry brushing and chipping on the floor, and it is more of like a Death Star Imperial flooring, but it looks good, it looks nice, and it really pops with the figure, and it comes with a normal crotch grabber. Going to the accessories of the figure, again, not a ton here, but enough to satisfy us, I think. We do have like the this flimsy material here, and it just kind of goes with the Star Destroyer hologram, and this looks pretty good. It's not something I'm going to use. It's got 3M tape on the bottom because it's supposed to adhere to this piece right here, so you kind of have like the map of, you know, him plotting and where he's going to attack and whatnot. I just think it looks a little cheap, a little tacky. It's not something I'm going to go with, but here you can see how it does connect to a base, so you can use it. It's just you'd want to tape this obviously to the hologram, but I'm not going to use it, so it's just there for, you know, review purposes right now. Taking a look at the other stuff, we have the single eye moving tool here. Not much special about that, but we do have this really cool, unique looking blaster rifle. Looks really nice, but I would have thought it would have had a little bit more weathering, just because Thrawn's just been kind of out in the middle of nowhere and, you know, just basically surviving, and you'd think things would get kind of messy and dirtied up and worn. But speaking of worn, we have this cool tablet with some chipping and weathering and some really small type and font going on there. Really believable, looks good. You can see some chipping even on the back. Really nice detail. I think I will use this in the display. And of course we have a set of hands, and two hands that are like gesturing hands for like putting them together and like having them think, but then no other duplicates. So we have a pistol holding hand and then a gripping hand here, and then we have like more of like a thinking hand or a closed fist hand. And then on the figure he's actually got two separate hands as well, and those are going to be more for holding the tablet. But just odd that we didn't get, you know, pairs of hands. I would have liked to see that, but nonetheless, let's get into taking a look at this. We got blue fingernails, which is really cool. We got a nice paint application. I got a weird dot hole, like pinhole there on mine, but not a deal breaker, I guess, but really well done. And now we get our first look at the figure on the turntable. Here's our Grand Admiral Thrawn, and I gotta say, he looks really good. I think this figure is going to pop on the shelf. I love how the blue goes with the white and the black so well. It just makes this figure pop all together and stand out. The tailoring looks really well on the uniform. I love how the pants are that baggy look, just like that Imperial officer look. And then the head sculpt just looks really good. I can't really find anything that is wrong with this head sculpt. Looks super incredible. You even have the red eyes just kind of staring holes into your soul. So Grand Admiral Thrawn, one of the better villains, maybe one of the best villains in Star Wars, dare I say. And again, he looks really good. But let's get him in hand and take a closer look at some of like the details of the figure here. Again, he looks really good, really authentic. I like this a lot. Let's start with the head sculpt. And again, you can even see on the forehead, like he's got that V shape going on. You can see the lines in the forehead as well. The likeness is spot on. The hair looks really well done. I just can't find anything that I'm like upset with about this head sculpt. It looks great. Taking it off, you can see the new connector style, and then we do have the single eye moving system as well. So typically I don't need the tool. I can just kind of take my finger and move the eyes to where I need them to be. So no issues there. The outfit again looks really well. You got these things that come separate that you just plug into the holes there too, but I didn't really think they were accessories. Again, the belt wants to ride up. It is Velcro on the back, so you can take it off if need be, but you just kind of have to always be adjusting it downward. Even got some like weathering going on in the corner up here in the shoulder, and then there's like weathering and dirt up or down here on the bottom of the coat as well, and that is going to be wired. But I thought my hands were like dirty at first. I was like, oh, did I just get them dirty already because it's a bright white uniform? But no, he comes that way. The boots are awesome too. They're not going to be a split cut, but I don't think they're pleather. I think they're like a thinner material that feels like something else. So not much pleather at all on this figure. So that's something that we don't really have to worry about too much. But one thing I did notice is the gut. There's no gut. I thought he had a gut in the live action series. I thought that was kind of one of the running jokes, but you know, maybe not. So I don't see a gut here. The holster is going to be pleather. Looks fine. And then it does have the magnetic strap here as well. Just be careful because those can, the magnet can fall off and then you're kind of up a creek. But man, this head sculpt, I could look at this thing all day. It is so damn good. But nonetheless, let's keep on moving. Let's get some other figures out here and just compare him with, let's start with Ahsoka, because that makes sense, right? He was in the Ahsoka series. They're in Rebels together, so here they are. Obviously, we're waiting for the new Ahsoka, but they still look good nonetheless. Let's also get him out with another blue character of Star Wars, and that's going to be Cad Bane. And Cad Bane is tall, and but not overpowering him. Like Thrawn is actually a pretty tall figure here too, so that did surprise me. And let's get some Imperial officer love going on here. We have Krennic standing next to Thrawn, and Krennic is just like overshadowed by how large this Thrawn figure is. It's crazy. I didn't think he would be that big, but now let's get him into some poses and talk about some of the things that I like about the figure and some things not so much. Starting with the things that I really like about the figure, I think the easy one is going to be the head sculpt. It is one of Hot Toys' better, dare I say, one of their best of the year. I can't find anything wrong with it, and the red eyes just really give it a nice touch. Hot Toys just continues to knock it out of the park with these blue characters that they do. The second thing that I really like about the figure is, honestly, it's just the outfit. It's the white and how it just bounces in the display. It's really well tailored, and it just looks really authentic and believable. They did a really good job with this. Another thing that I actually like is the base. Like it's simple, but I really like how they did the cracking and the weathering and the chipping on the floor. And then the black, it's like more of a black than a gray. And again, it just looks really good with this color scheme that they got going on. So just one of those little things, but I did really like it a lot. Going over a couple things that I didn't like as much, not really much at all. I really would have liked more of like sets of hands, just so like you could have the pistol in the left or the right hand, and same like just have different gesturing hands of both hands. But they did give us a good variety, so that's nice. I just would have liked if we had more pairs of hands. The next thing that I didn't really like was the hologram piece. I really wish they would have put a little bit more work into it and made it more of like a diorama piece instead of just using that flimsy, material for his like map of what's going on in the battlefront. Like I wish it was like an actual like plastic table or something that we could really incorporate with this figure, kind of like they've done in the past with like Obi-Wan or something like that. So I would just wish they had a little bit more thought into that. But nonetheless, there's really nothing about this figure that I don't like. Like it's just so good, and it might be like underrated because he doesn't come with a ton, but I think for a lot of Star Wars fans, especially ones that are, fans of the animated series and Rebels, like this is definitely something that you're going to want to pick up. So don't sleep on this figure. I would definitely suggest that you pick this guy up. He looks great on the shelf. Something about those blue characters, man, Hot Toys just knocks them out of the park. So again, I got mine from undergroundfigures.net. You can go there, check them out. But here we have the setup and how he's going into the display, and he's pretty much going in with like the new generation of Star Wars. So like we're gonna have the Ahsoka series in here, we're gonna have Mandalorian, we're gonna have Boba Fett stuff. I think it looks really good, so let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and till next time, stay safe out there, and we'll see you soon.